You're listening to 50 Pirates in 50 Days on the Sports Objective Podcast. A new era of East Carolina football is here and will begin on August 31st when Mike Houston leads the Pirates into action at NC State. Between now and then, join us for a daily trip down memory lane as we experience Pirate football through the words of the men who made those memorable moments happen. Here's your host, Bubba Rosenbaum.
Welcome into the Sports Objective Podcast. Our 50 Pirates in 50 Days series rolls on, and today we're very excited to catch up with a wide receiver from the 1991 East Carolina football team, Dion Johnson. Dion, welcome into the show.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for joining us, Dion. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dion. We appreciate your time to talk about your career in the purple and gold. And you're originally from the 757, and we'll talk about that more here in just a little while. Okay. But prior to coming to ECU, you went to Coffeyville Community College out in Kansas. So talk about your recruitment coming out of Coffeyville and how you landed in Greenville.
Oh man, I went to at Denby High School, man. We had a zone switch when I was in high school. I went from Denby to Mitchell, probably like 2 miles apart. So my last 2 years of high school, I played in Mitchell, and luckily we was lucky to have Coach Reeman, and he was getting a lot of guys in college, man. That like me, I knew I could have. I mean, high school was good, but I just didn't apply myself, so I had to take that junior college route, like so many kids did. Hey, thank the Lord, Coach Reeman, man. He connected me to Coffeyville Community College, and that's where I ended up at.
So talk a little bit about your time in Coffeyville. I know that was a heck of a program. We've already caught up with Morris Letcher, who came out of Coffeyville.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your time there.
Man, my time, man, I learned a lot of things, man. I met a lot of great athletes, man. Keith Treller. I played with Keith Treller, Saran Stacy. Man, it was like so many athletes that came through Coffeyville. My first year there, man, it was like, I guess it was like some in-state thing going on. They had to keep like 10 in-state guys, and they didn't think I was going to make it, so we played a scrimmage game. I probably had like 3 touchdowns and like 200-some yards, and Coach Dick Foster was like, well, we got to keep him, so we're going to have to get rid of somebody else. So I played there. My first year it was pretty good. By my second year, we won that JCC championship. We beat Texas Navarro, and after that, it was like we had to graduate. So before we graduated, I got a visit from Coach Logan. And man, I was just in my dorm one day, and some guy come walking down the sidewalk, and he introduced himself. And man, I swear, man, he probably could have sold the devil the Bible that day, man. I'm telling you, man.
Were you recruited by many other D1 schools coming out of junior college, or was you your only offer?
Yeah, basically like in the Midwest, man, like KU. I mean, it was like New Mexico. It was like Wyoming. It was like all those teams out there. But I was gonna go to University of New Mexico because when I was at Coffeyville, I had a coach by the name of Terrence Mathis. He was coaching me. He was a great receiver out there, and I was gonna sign with them, but luckily I talked to Coach Logan, man. Coach Logan said you anything, so I ended up going to East Carolina.
How familiar were you with East Carolina? I mean, growing up in the Tidewater area of Virginia, it's not so far away from Greenville.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, I never heard of them.
Yeah, wow, it's crazy. Guys from your era and before say that so much. It ain't like it is, over the last 20 years really, with all the ESPN exposure and all, and really kind of starting with your senior team in '91, kind of put us on the map nationally for teams for people who maybe didn't realize who we were.
Right. I never heard of East Carolina, but once I got there, I started looking at the history and players that came before me, like Ernest Bynum and other players. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know about East Carolina. That was the crazy thing, and I'm only like 2.5 hours from there, so yeah.
Absolutely, that's interesting. Dion, like Kyle was starting to get into, of course, we had that 91 season, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But
Right.
that 1990 season, Coach Lewis had arrived onto the scene, I guess, December of '88, thereabouts, after Coach Baker was let go.
Right.
And so in that '89 season, the Pirates had near misses against Syracuse and Pittsburgh. So there was some momentum. You saw the tide turning, so to speak. And then in 1990, I know you had near misses against the likes of Georgia and some others.
Right. Yes, like for me, I think that 1990 season was it was one of the worst. Like for me, because it was like, man, they actually, I don't know if Coach Logan, I don't know if he had his input in, but I don't think he did. Because I was playing so many positions. I was at running back, outside receiver, slot receivers. Like, I was an all-purpose back, basically. So once I settled down, once Coach Logan took over and settled down that following year, that 91, and, like, this where you're going to be and this what we're going to do, it all just came to fruition then after that.
Dion,
go ahead, Bo.
Sorry, Kyle. I lost him there for a minute. Dave will cut this part out. So Dion, Coach Lewis, I know he was an intense individual to say the least, and he was a heck of a motivator. So talk a little bit about anybody that's played football at that level knows what winter workouts are like. So give us a glimpse behind the scenes and what the winter workouts were like, be it in Minji's or otherwise.
I'll tell you one thing, good thing they ain't had video, probably be some charges filed back then. Like, when the workouts was like, get up at 5 o'clock, go to the gym, and probably got to go through about, I want to say 10 to 15 different stations. You get breaks, man, but it's really intense. It was an eye-opener for me. It was an eye-opener, like, if you want to be great, that's what you're going to have to get great at.
Yeah, that's what I talked to some other players on that team, and they were just talking about it. They said they would like to know how many up-downs you guys did during winter conditions.
Oh man, it was awful. I'm telling you right now. It was awful.
So sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
Speaking of winter conditions, going into, from the 1990 season into that 91 season, winter conditions through, spring ball and then fall practice. Did y'all have any idea? I know every football team thinks they're going to be good, but did y'all have any idea how good you were going to be in 91? Could you sense it amongst the team and the coaching staff, or did y'all surprise yourself?
So y'all know the last, probably like the last 3 games of that 90 season, I got hurt. I pulled I pulled the ACL. Like I strained. I didn't pull it. I just strained it. So I stayed over in summer school and I was working out every day. So the guys, I seen these guys like, man, that's Robert Jones. I worked with Jeff Blake, man. It was like, man, we was talking like we're going to have a good team. We come together, we're going to have a good team. So when we started that winter workout, man, it just came. I just seen a lot of talent, man. It was like a lot of talent. And I figured, like, we put all this together, we can be something special.
Doubt things really came together, and I know going into that 91 season up at Illinois, one of the plays that really stands out from your career, and we'll talk about some more later on, but in that opener against Illinois, that's what you had an 80-yard touchdown reception during that comeback when we were trying to rally from down 38-10.
Right. Yeah, that was a play designed in practice, man. Jeff ran out the pocket. It was like a little 15-yard in route. It opened up and it was a go.
Well, what are some of your favorite memories from certain games at East Carolina during that 91 season? Is it the Pitt game where Dowdy Ficklin was rocking on the 2-point conversion from Jeff Blake? Is it the Peach Bowl?
I think like one of my favorite games is that Illinois game, because after, even though sometimes how you lose a game and it feel like you win. So that's why it was like nobody was down. Like, man, we really won that game. Like, but after that, it was like, man, we had so much pride. Like, anybody else that played us, they was gonna be in trouble. That's how we was thinking. So it had to be that Illinois game, one of my favorite games.
Wow, a loss.
Yeah, it was my loss.
I would expect that.
Man, the loss was my favorite game, for real.
Yeah, that was one of those things that is funny that you say that, but even though we lost the game, you still, like I said, going through those 89 and 90 seasons, you still sent something special because you saw the potential of that team. And then that victory over what was then Memphis State the following week, they were coming off a win over USC out of the Coliseum. So for us to take them down was a lot bigger than a lot of folks realized. And then we really got some momentum with the South Carolina win, and then of course Syracuse, which was East Carolina's first ever win over a ranked team on the road.
But basically, man, our offense, man, was just Coach Logan, man, getting people in the right position, man. That was basically our offense. We're gonna do this with you, we're gonna do this with him, and you're gonna do this, they gonna do that. Just getting people in the right position to execute, man.
Dion, on more of an individual level, taking a look at your career, when you arrived on the scene in 1990, you were used more in a running back role, and then also punt and kick returner. And then in 1991, they used you more as a receiver, but then also got the ball in your hands on end arounds, reverses, those sorts of things. Right. I know you had right at 40 carries, and then you also had 40 receptions. So talk a little bit about your development and your transition between those roles.
Yeah, like in 90 when I came, it seemed like they didn't really have a place that I was consistent. I mean, not really consistent at that consistent where they wanted to keep me at, like running back, receiver, or what. So finally, when I found out where my stationary position was going to be, I mean, Coach Logan talked to me, and we developed it from there. It was good.
Talking about memorable plays, I know when we were setting up this interview, one that came to mind was the punt return you had to set up the final drive against NC State. That gave our offense the short field. You had a touchdown reception on a pass out in it was either a shallow crosser, and then of course anytime you went back to return a punt, we were on the edge of our seats because we knew it had the chance to go the distance. You had taken one to the house as a junior, so you nearly busted that one. Seems like somebody made a shoestring tackle, but what are your memories of that play?
So every time I talk about this play, it's this guy, me and him cool, Adrian Barnhill. So every time we talk about this punt return, I say, yeah, Adrian, you missed that block. That's why I ain't take it back. But if you look at the film and look at the play, he did miss the block. So, hey, it's all good.
It all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out.
With the touchdown, yeah.
Right.
So, do you get back to Greenville much? Do you make it back?
Last time I went back, man, it was the 25th Peach Bowl anniversary. I went back then. Yeah. But I'm planning on coming back this year, at least for 2 games, I know.
That's great to hear. And then plus the Pirates are playing up at ODU, so hopefully you can make that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to make that game too. That's going to be a good game.
What are your thoughts on Mike Houston and the new staff, if you have any? Have you had a chance to interact with them any?
Nah, but everybody I talked to say he's a real good coach and a real good guy. So hopefully,
yeah, he's great, and just from what he's told us, he's very welcoming of former players coming around. Right. He wants y'all around.
Right. I hope he only thing I was talking to Bubba one day, and I was telling him I hope he could recruit from the 757 more.
Yeah, you know,
out here is filled with talent, man.
And he comes to us from James Madison.
Right.
So you would think he would know that area, and I'm sure he will recruit that area. I think, Bubba, you said Shank has got that area.
I'm not 100%, but I believe that is Coach Shank's area.
Right. So I'm sure, that area, there is a lot of talent, but it is recruited so hard by the ACC schools, and now you got Old Dominion there, playing FBS ball, but it's still an area we need to get a player or two from every year.
Right. I was telling Bubba, man, I said, my friends out that's my age, I see their kids playing football. I'm like, man, you need to go to East Carolina.
Absolutely. That's what, and Dion, that's what, I know you said your favorite memory was surprisingly that Illinois game because of the reasons you said, but anything else from your time in Greenville those 2 years that really stands out?
Oh, the Peach Bowl, that's always going to be one of my favorite memories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there's another favorite memory, man, when we was playing Pitt. When we went for 2, man, that was a bold move. So they got to go in the category too, man. And we scored that 2-point conversion, so they got to go in the category as well. Man, there's just so many, man. I could talk to you all day about favorite memories.
Yeah, speaking of memories, what was it like in Greenville to be a football player in '91, going downtown and all the co-eds? I mean, y'all had to just be superstars, you know.
I got to do the Ric Flair on that. Woo!
I imagine it was a blast. It had to be.
I tell you like this, man, it probably was worse than being the president, man, at that time.
I bet, man. I bet it was a blast.
It's probably worse than being the president, man.
Yeah, it was one of your teammates, Dion, that was talking about how crazy it was. Of course, younger Pirate fans like myself, and then also Kyle, we've seen the videos of the way it was in Kinston when you guys arrived back from the likes of Syracuse and other big road wins. But they just said it was remarkable the way the fans were lining the road from Kinston back to Greenville. Right. He said there was literally fans that entire 30 or so mile stretch.
It was, man. Exactly. I'm telling you, it was worse than being the president, man. And we got off the plane. We was like, man, we getting off the plane. You know, everybody going to be sleep, man. The whole town up, you know. Welcoming the ECU Pirates back. I'm like, good stuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what we need to get back to.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate every fan down there that rooted for me, man. That's good stuff.
Well, Dion, we certainly appreciate your time. It's been great catching up. We look forward to having you back on the show for sure. And then this year, we hope to catch up with you when you come to Greenville. So let us know, and we'll try to get up with you. But appreciate your time and look forward to talking to you down the road.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Hey, y'all have a good day, man.
Absolutely. Go Pirates.
All right.
That concludes this edition of 50 Pirates in 50 Days on the Sports Objective. Remember, join us daily between now and game day as we'll talk Pirate football with players from various eras. All these interviews are available exclusively on SoundCloud and our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe and follow so you're alerted when we post new content. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, go Pirates!